Welcome. Welcome to another episode of NexGen. Today, we speak to Oliver Chong, and she's a strategy planner or strat planner. And welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So what is it that you understand in terms of strategy in your work?
I feel that the role of strategy has really evolved in the industry, right? Before this, or even now, a lot of agencies still divide their strategy as in like media strategist or creative strategist. But the way how we work in our current industry, it's quite different lah. So what we have now is what my boss like to coin it as a converged strategist, because what we are doing is more than just creative and media. But since the restructuring of the agency, right, we are putting a lot of other departments like your PR, social, digital, or even CRM all under one roof. So the goal really is that when clients come to us with a challenge, it might be just a media challenge or a creative challenge. But what we want to really do is to assess our toolkit and then to see what kind of skills or tools that we can combine to provide the solution that makes the most sense for a client. So it's like a well-rounded solution instead of a pure media or pure creative.
It's very interesting. I know where you work, and you are in a very exciting place. It's a very busy shop. You have some amazing people you're working with there. You know, some of the best strategies I met in the world are very human. In fact, they are the bridge. You know, they are the ones who say a consumer wants, this is what a consumer wants. They somehow find a very special way of translating that in a way that the creative understand and can actually start to generate.
Yeah. And that's why strategies nowadays, right, we have to be very comfortable with real-time data. I know it sounds like a buzzword now, but it really is the bridge that helps you to discover the consumer tension. What are they thinking? What's the relationship with culture and how they interact with trends and all? And how do we translate that part of insight to help with your creative or your media team or clients?
That's a bit of tug of war in that space, because you are also supposed to be human, very human in terms of understanding the consumer when you look at data. And then on the other side is I don't know whether it's the right word, the science of it, where everything is clear and defined. So the tug of war between being human about, which is what really communication is all about, and at the same time strengthening it with the necessary correct reasons. I mean, tell me, how do you wrestle with that?
Okay, from my own experience, because I have been working across media and creative team, right?
Yes.
I feel that the data or insights that they are looking at can be very similar, but can also be very different at the same time. That's how, because it's quite a challenge for me when I first started in this sort of converging role, right? Because take a same target audience group as an example lah. So what's the media people looking at would be more like what's the media touch point across the whole consumer journey. And they need to have a clearer split in terms of like the demographics and where's the location they are located in. But what the creative people are really looking at is what I like to call it the soft side of the data, the more emotional part of the data. And you really have to understand how the different kind of data or the nuances in terms of the data can help them to bounce off their ideas. So for media, it's obviously which type of channels or which part of the day I want to send my message across to my target audience, right? But for creative, you have to massage it. You have to know how to talk to people and how to really get into their minds. And that's what it's what I'm still learning. It's quite challenging.
Well, since you're still learning, and that's the best place to be, by the way, when you're always learning. But how do you manage? This is a very busy world. Everybody is bombarded by everything. How do you manage to, in advertising, they say, if you can touch the audience, that's one way of standing out from the clutter. But generally speaking, what are your thoughts in that space, standing out from the clutter? Like you want to talk to the Gen Z, but they are also exposed to a lot of things.
Yeah, speaking about Gen Zs, right?
Yes.
It has really become a cliche in the advertising world. Because, a lot of brands, when they come in with brief, it's all about, I want to target Gen Z. How do we reach out to Gen Z? And, it's really, if you want to look at, say Gen Z insights, then it's just the same generation, right? It's how all these brands can do things differently. Because a lot of brands, when they think of Gen Z marketing, they'll think like stuff like TikTok trends, how to speak to Gen Z through their slang, Ohio, no cap, that kind of things. But it really isn't just that. You really have to go deep down and then to discover what's the value and why are we behaving this way? Why are Gen Z so sensitive now? Why do people think we are the lazy generation now? And then you discover the why, and then you fit the why to the role that your brand can play. Say, for example, if it's for example, a sanitary product. Okay, so how Gen Z females feel nowadays is that we are very insecure because of what we are seeing on the social media. So how do you come into that space to address that? Instead of just jumping on like a TikTok trend, you do dancing and things like that. Yeah, no.
That's very interesting. To disrupt or to create a trend, actually you have to go sometime against the trend. What do you think of digital out of home as a medium?
Oh,
such an immediate type of platform.
I feel because people are saying that traditional medias are dead, traditional medias are not relevant anymore. But when they introduce this digital element, this programmatic stuff into out of home, right? I feel it just resparked the whole out of home media, because it used to be just static billboard. People drive by. They don't really want to spend attention on it. They don't really want to have a look at it. But if you incorporate digital stuff like very fun, maybe if it can be an interactive ad, as in that maybe you can scan a QR code on the digital out of home screen and then you can do something. Maybe you can interact with the screen, and that catch people's attention to really look at your ad. And yeah, overall, I think it has revived the entire out-of-home media.
Yes. It has certainly energized and made a lot of people who are investing in that media, outdoor, out-of-home media, to reconsider it as a dynamic platform. Of course, again, context, right? I mean, if you have a dynamic thing happening on the road while somebody is driving,
Crash.
It's a matter of placement,
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. It's because it's digital, they can determine where and when, the message is portrayed.
Yeah, it's more flexible in a sense that previously, if you want to reach out to, not reach out to, if it's a message that say, for example, McDonald's, they have this new product launch, and then they want to target different segments group in terms of like working adults. When they go out for lunch, they want to target them, or when families they pick their kids up from daycare or school, and then they want to go home and have dinner. So previously, if it's just a static billboard, then you can just serve the same message. But now, since you have digital, so during different time parts, you can serve different messaging. For like lunch hour, you can have lunch promotion, and then dinner hours, you can serve different messaging to appeal to that dinner family.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Save costs.
But I don't see much of that happening. Maybe it takes time for this to take place, for people to learn how best to use digital out of home. But you're absolutely right. It can be changed instantly and adapted accordingly. Yeah, not enough of that is being done yet. I look forward to more of that, where it's targeted and even going into niche audiences. And that's the magic of DOH. Which I don't believe the full potential we have seen yet. And I think it will be very exciting. Have you been involved in any new business pitches? Without mentioning names, your experience in that space?
A lot, actually. I'll say around 50% of my work.
Is that in that
scope? Yeah. And actually, to be honest, I enjoy doing pitches more than my BAU stuff.
Yes.
Because you get to learn a lot. Really, sometimes you have this property page, and then you have this telco page, you have this car brands. It really exposes you to a lot of different industry, and then you know a lot of things out of your just day-to-day job.
The energy is different, huh? When you are doing a new business pitch, the adrenaline and oh man.
Yeah, the team, and then all people, they put in like 100% of their effort in. Yeah. Yes. I'm not saying BAU stuff not. It's just that people become more, they are more inspired, I'll say. They want to contribute to a lot of new ideas and stuff like that. And that's how the spark really happens.
Well, if you say 50% of your work is in that mode, new business pitch work, that is really where the exercise happens, that way you exercise yourself, because you got your regular business regular clients that you but sometimes the amount of energy and adventure in the new business pitch can also help you with your regular clients.
Yes.
Right? Because you can bring that energy also into this space, and they also get to enjoy some new experimentations and
sometimes when you discover some new insights and then it's applicable to your current client, then it inspires them to do something new.
What inspires you when you go to work every day?
What inspires me? Oh, good questions. To be honest, I really enjoy my job as a strategist. Because first thing, to be honest, not every day is exciting, right?
Yeah.
But as a strategist, a lot of time you get to do things, or you get to have a say to steer how a campaign is going to roll out. What's the big direction of the message that the creative team is going to execute? And that's what really inspired me to do my job, to have a point of view or to create something that I've never seen in the market. That's what I strive to do and what inspired me a lot to do my job.
Well, Oliver, we wish you well. Keep swimming in that sea of excitement and discovery. I know that you work in a very exciting place, so I know that you will progress, and we wish you well, and thank you for joining our conversation today.
Thank you. Thanks, Sam.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of another episode of NexGen. We have been talking to Oliver Chong. Until the next episode, all the best.